Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. HappyCattyCrypto here. So before we dive into this, folks, do drop a subscription if you haven't already. Drop a comment, drop a like. Those three things are really what helps this channel grow. If you want to support me, you want to see more content, you want to see me more here in LUNC, that's the best way to ensure that for the future moving forward. Or delegate with us. You know, delegating with a validator that is around for the long haul, so important. We've had many come and many go, being rather substantial validators at the time and simply letting their community down. Life isn't like this in the HCC community. We are here for the long haul. Now, time and time again, people don't understand, and it's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault that you don't understand the way something's implemented, because as far as you're aware, there's a burn tax, it burns A, B equals C, right? Exactly. Now, with the burn tax, when it was created, it was just more or less lumped on top of everything else, and it really is seen as a very specific gas. You got your gas, you've got your fees, then you've got your burn tax, and it's a deal breaker for us anywhere else in the cosmos. Just being able to go over there and do anything or intercommunicate always is just halted by this burn tax. And realistically, what this proposal aims to achieve and what is being implemented as an end result is to more or less, and I'm going to simplify this before I go in and read through this for the majority of you, is you're taking the gas, the fees, and the burn tax, and instead you're going, right, get rid of that. Let's just have a transaction tax. And inside that transaction tax, there is a handler, and that handler distributes the 0.2% to the burn wallet. It sends what it's supposed to send to the community pool. Instead of just building something on top, instead, like I said, you're just erasing all of these taxes, all of these fees, everything, bringing in a transaction tax to simplify it, and having everything buried into that. The tax will still be there. The difference is it won't be something that's more or less making a meal of it, really like promoting it and getting it out there. The harsh, bitter truth and reality of this burn tax right now is it's more of a hindrance than anything, and it's the biggest prevention of this chain being able to blossom, bloom, and grow bigger. If we look at Shiba Inu, they don't burn anything. There aren't any on-chain burning stuff unless there's something to do with Shibarium that I don't know about. But what people need to understand is you come to the chain and you've got your bag and you stake your bag. Then you sit on your bag and you, depending on what you're doing with your commission, you might be swapping it. You might be sending it back to an exchange. But that's it. That's like literally it. And everybody is hoping and relying on this singular burn tax to do the job, and it's just not going to do the job, and everything's just stagnating more and more and more because we're all doing the same thing. We're sitting on a bag and we're expecting this burn tax to just churn through and do the work, but with no DApps, no goals in sight, no real route paved ahead for this chain as to where it's going, what it's supposed to be doing, and what the end goals are and what we would really like to achieve. Now, with this being said, we've got three different proposals up currently, and there's a lot of people who keep saying, you know, lead the chain, HCC, lead the chain, you know, do this, do that. We are at this point. There's no question that we're at the forefront of this, and we're pushing things along. We're doing stuff in the background. We're interconnecting with people, and we're ensuring that we're looking at all of the ins and outs before we go ahead with different things. The dynamic commission's almost ready to implement. That wipes out any sort of zero commission fees, anything like that just gets wiped out with that module. With this rework of the burn tax, for me, from where I'm sitting, from my point of view, this is probably one of the biggest things to happen to this chain for a while. And a lot of people underestimate the ability of burning less will actually get us an end result of burning more, right? Because, for example, if you remove the burn tax entirely, and that's not me saying that's what we're doing because it's not, I've already explained that, but if you did, right, people would want to burn badly like they do with Shiba Inu, and you would have all of these different incentives to burn. It's a really peculiar situation where we have no incentives to build. We've got no incentives for anyone to come burn and build. We've got no one incentivized to burn externally. And It's all just no incentives, no dApps, no tools, no nothing, no heading, no routes, no nothing. But now getting all of this, we're starting to get a bit of a heading of where we want to go with the blockchain. So what I'm going to do, instead of just going through the issue at hand, because I've already spoken mostly about that with you, and it, for me as a dApp owner, creator, project owner and everything, the fees are ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It shouldn't cost us money to run the most simple of simple modules that could be simple, which is an auto compounding module. It shouldn't cost us money and it shouldn't cost you money, but it does because of the burn tax, the way it's all handled, and it's crazy. So this is a more straightforward approach, and it's for the long haul. This is what is going to get us to where we need to be, where we are interoperable and we can do all of these amazing things and we can start to utilize all of these different tools around us. Because I don't think anyone's confused right now that it's been a year and 6 months almost, and there is nobody building any really good tools. There's not really anybody porting tools over or doing any of these cool things. And we're just sort of this chain that's in a vacuum, and we've always just been in this vacuum. So the suggested solution is implement a new governance parameters for gas pricing, initially set the current rates, move the burn tax stability tax parameter to a separate tax module, and then in the post handler, determine the coin sent to calculate the tax and equate it to a specific gas amount. Calculate the consumed gas to a tax gas ratio. Based on this ratio, ascertain the fee portion attributable to gas, refund any excessive fees related to tax, retaining the gas component. And this is new. Nothing of failed stuff gets refunded, I think, as a lot of you know. Use the ratio to appropriately distribute funds to burn, rewards, etc. So like I said, this is about getting it crunched down into one thing where it distributes to where it needs to go. So number 8 on here is set then unused stability tax, not burn tax, to 0 to allow a seamless operation of contracts and dApps without code changes. And this is the most important thing, that this doesn't require some sort of substantial code change or something crazy to get this put in place. It's actually very simple to do this, and it doesn't affect anything anywhere. Everything still stays the same. And this is the beauty of this, is that you're not upsetting anything. All you're doing is acting how any other chain acts. You're not going to need for a chain to go, well, if we are to intercommunicate with LUNC, do we need to do a parameter change for the burn tax and stuff like that? And the simple answer is no. This is all about getting everything just into a transaction tax, and it will be distributed from that. Simple as simple done. There are some concerns with this, right? And there's going to be concerns with everything. Absolutely everything. And a lot of the times, right, you can only plan these things out. You can think of where the fails are going to be, where you can put fail safes in, but it gets to a point where you have to just throw these things into the equation, because you'll just never ever know. And if we don't try, we won't know. And it's as simple as that. So for me, this gets real good support. I want to see this get put forward. I am a co-signer on this, as you can see at the bottom here. And like I said, I'm working with people behind the scenes. This isn't about, as much as everybody wants us to form a team and do all of these different things, none of us have ever wanted to be on a team, and we didn't want to be in this position to begin with. But it comes down to these things where a lot of the times in life, we don't get to choose what we're required for. For me, I've explained this time and time again. We each do this behind the scenes because we want to be here, and we believe the chain can become great again. It can get to this better place. And my mind's in a very specific place at the moment as to where this chain could go and where it could be and what we could have as a community. I'm going to be talking more and more about this as time goes on. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about reworking this whole system and getting a more streamlined system in that allows us to intercommunicate and be part of all of these great things and utilize all these great tools. Or do you think we should just stick to the same ways that we've stuck to for the past year and 6 months and just continue the downtrend? Let me know what you think. Other than that, I have been drinking a glass of water this morning. No tea, no coffee, but let me know what you've been drinking. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.